past 19 months, every single one of us has known loneliness in some shape or form. This morning, we've launched our annual campaign, calling on you to pledge a little bit of your time to change the lives of those who are lonely.
It's called 1 Million Minutes, where we ask you to pledge your time, rather than money, to charities fighting loneliness. And so far this morning, you've generously donated over, get this, 10 million minutes. We're launching the campaign with the help of a Hollywood actor best known for his role in James Bond and making his directorial debut for this very special film for us called Bob's Back. Let's take a look.
He's asleep.
It's so beautiful, and we can reveal the actor who directed the film is Colin, and he joins us now.
Morning.
Now, you made it, and it still has an emotional impact on you when you see it.
Yes, yes, it's... I'm just seeing it there again. Memories of my Auntie Myrtle, who was a rose grower, and my grandfather, who had an allotment, and I used to live with him when I was 4.5 years old. For 6 months, and he had an allotment, and I used to spend a lot of time there with a tethered horse. And, yeah, it's...
We were talking about how important allotments are actually for community and for older people who might be on their own. We see that with Bob and his shed.
Yeah.
But for you, it has enormous resonance because you were a child.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just remember my you'd be out there and helping people, clearing stuff, and they'd give you a fresh carrot, and you just share. And where we were in East Sheen, there was as we walked in, on the Saturday, there was a mother and a daughter and a dog, and they had just got a new allotment. And the lady, the allotment we were using, had just given her a load of oregano. Oregano, I think you say.
Oregano.
I would say origami. And just sharing, it was already beginning. It was a fellowship. And the plot of this is Bob's recently widowed. He's sorting out a lot of stuff. He goes to the allotment, and Myrtle's an award-winning gardener, and he's got to make a decision whether he doesn't feel up to it.
Yeah.
But psychologically, what he didn't realise is it doesn't matter whether you're a great gardener. It's the fellowship of the allotment and all the people. And, of course, Myrtle helped everyone, so, of course... everyone's going to help Bob. Yeah. It's... I'm choking up, actually, because I've waited a long time to direct things, and I thought, I'd be doing Mean Streets or some sort of... And this is me. This is my grandfather, my mother.
Well, the fantastic news is we have surpassed...
11... Sorry. So excited.
I know.
11.3 million minutes that have been donated.
Yeah, meaning that since we started the campaign in 2016, you, the viewers, have pledged $250 million, that's 250 million minutes, to help end loneliness. And Colin, your film has contributed to that this morning. That's very special.
Well, it's really important to me I just want to say something to the public is money is not the only currency. It's one of the most important things I was taught as a child, that we don't share wealth, we don't have wealth, but we all have time, and a moment, a minute is enough sometimes just to do something for your neighbour. And we came up with a few different sort of scenarios for the piece, and this was the one we chose. But there is that issue, you know, if your neighbour's bin lids are off and they're at work and you see it, just put them on.
Yeah.
You know, there's tiny little things you could do that just help lift.
They're not tiny things, is your point. They're profound things. And, you know, there are millions of elderly people and, as the Royal Commission, with young people, especially in lockdown, suffering from loneliness. It's sort of an ephemeral word.
Yeah.
But what you teach us in this film, and of course what we remind ourselves of, there are small things that you can do. Can I ask you a question? This is your first film. How does it feel to you? What does it do to you to know that your first film has made such a significant difference, or about to?
Well, I think it's everything to me, because I came out of drama therapy. I didn't train as an actor. I came out of punk, and I came out of community activism and things like that. So doing drama therapy, one of the keys to that is, before laws, there were only stories. We learn everything through stories. So I see storytelling as a responsibility. So this is really... the universe did it. It brought me back to my roots, really, to, you know, be conscious, you know.
And people's bad health can really affect their isolation and their sense of loneliness. And that's an experience that you're going through now in your life. You've written about a little bit with your own wife.
Yes, yes.
It's an extraordinary and challenging situation. You just tell us a little bit about it.
Sure, of course. About 2.5 years ago, Fiona, and we've been together 37 years, married for 35 years. She was struck with an idiopathic lung disease, so it's difficult. It doesn't get better, so it's a chronic situation, and we're trying to work it out how to manage that. But one of the things that was really important is that it's sort of, we don't sort of know what everybody's going through, and the more I learn and the more I see, it's that scenario of not what's wrong with you, it's what's happening to you or what's happened to you. And we have to be just a bit more careful with each other, because people just assume, well, smile, love, it may never happen. Well, do you know what? Just back off. If somebody's in that place, allow them their moment to be what they need to be. Yeah. And don't be so quick to judge, because, you know.
Yep.
So your wife has got this chronic lung disease. Yep. At New Year's Eve, you get together as a family. And, of course, then you were struck by COVID.
Yes.
Now, that's scary enough.
Yes.
But you must have been very scared for her.
Oh, yeah, that was, well, for 2.5, you know, Fiona grew up in Hong Kong, so we were watching COVID like hawks. Yes. Because we were aware of it happening. So we were shielding her for, like, nearly 2 years. And then she caught it. And luckily, because of her treatment with steroids and her oxygen, which she has at the home, she sort of managed to get through the actual illness itself. But unfortunately, the long-term impact wasn't great, so that's been a big challenge. But I was the one that sort of went down like a bag of spuds. So it's typical, yeah. I'll be fine, I'm all right, I'm fine, you know. Again, I would say to anybody, you know, self-care is not selfish. It's OK not to be OK, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, we don't have to be the big, strong lads. We're our mother's sons. Remember that all the time.
You know, most people, elderly people, say that the thing they want for Christmas more than anything else is a phone call from a loved one. And what you've done in this film is talked about the importance of those relationships. And you've made it via film. You've done it in 3 minutes. I have to say, I'm unashamed. There's people tweeting in, Susanna, saying, you know, it's bad that I cried. I don't care. It moved me.
Who is going to say that being emotional about something so beautiful is a bad thing?
Well, not to you, about me, because, you know, you'd... Well, it wouldn't go well for them. But the point is, Colin, you know, you've done this piece, you've made a piece of art. And I wonder whether or not, in addition to all the James Bonds and all the rest of it, are we going to see some more films from you?
Well, the first person to sort of spot me as a director was Dame Judi Dench. She bought me a collection of Alfred Hitchcocks and said, darling, you've got to direct. And I just panicked and went and watched them, and they're beautiful. And now This short form was amazing because I like silent movies. So there's only one voice in this, and that's the voice of the young boy Jackson who says, "He's asleep," which I love because it reverses the trope, which is usually adults watching over children. Well, just all the young uns out there, watch over us because we need care as well. So, yeah.
We've just gone over 16 million minutes.
Brilliant.
And every
really
single
brilliant.
one of those minutes is somebody making contact with somebody who is lonely.
Yeah.
And we feel that right now more than at any time.
Yeah.
I mean, the run-up to Christmas is always a very sensitive time, isn't it? We
Yeah.
focus on family. Lots of people don't have that ability to focus on family, don't have family, or they're split up from family. Sure. If you've got a minute or two to give, please you can use that QR code in the bottom right-hand of your screens to pledge, but you can also visit, of course, the website, itv.com/1 million minutes, where you'll find all the information that you need. Colin, well, thank you so much. It's a privilege to have watched the film, and to know that, you know, this is the beginning of your new director career.
Yeah.
Yeah.